Hi, welcome or welcome back to Masterful Divine Feminine 333. My name is Miss Divine, and thank you for joining me today as we look into the collective reading. So if you don't already know, Venus entered Aries on February 4th. So for this collective reading, we're going to see how Venus in Aries is impacting your zodiac sign. We'll be looking at zodiac sign Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising in either Aries, Taurus, Gemini, or Cancer, there are some messages specifically here for you. For all the other zodiacs, those readings will be posted later on. I want to begin by giving you a background of what it means for Venus to now be in Aries. So, like I said, on February 4th, Venus entered Aries. Aries will kick off a season of bold, exciting, and sizzling adventures of love and romance. It's all about charging forward, making the first move, and taking risks. Look at it this way. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. When Venus enters its territory, there's an inevitable spark of new beginnings. As the planet of love and beauty flirts with the dynamic, action-oriented sign of Aries, we're in for an exciting, adventurous ride. Venus in Aries is all about being direct, taking risks, and diving headfirst into love and attraction. In astrology, Venus governs how we love, what we value, and how we express beauty and affection. It influences our relationships, from friendships to romantic entanglements, and even how we spend our money. The love planet invites us to be open to pleasure, both in our interactions with people and the pleasures we indulge in. Governed by red-hot Mars, Aries is bold, independent, and a lover of action, making it a bit of a challenging place for harmony-seeking Venus, as it is all about connection, diplomacy, and serenity. Venus is considered to be a detriment in Aries per traditional astrology. Aries' impulse and desire for assertion clashes with Venus' desire for harmony and cooperation, which can make relationships feel more competitive and overwhelmingly passionate than usual. But it's not all bad news. Venus in Aries brings us a fierce sense of self as this transit encourages us to be more direct about what we want in our love lives. When Venus is in Aries, love isn't about slow, tender moments or waiting for someone to make the first move. It's about feeling the rush of a new attraction, charging towards our desires and confidence, and taking the initiative. Whether you're flirting with a new crush or spicing things up in a long-term connection, this is your moment to take risks and embrace your passions unapologetically. So Venus in Aries brings a lot of opportunities for taking new risks, spicing up your love life. For those of you that are married or seeking a new connection, Venus in Aries gives you permission to do so, right? And do so unapologetically. So we'll first begin with zodiac sign Aries. We'll see what the article has to say specifically about Venus in your sign, right? And then we'll use the Sacred Feminine card and the Elemental Empath card to clarify and give you additional advice. So this is for Aries. Bold, passionate Aries. What can you expect? What's some advice as Venus is in your sign? Take a warm bath, and then let's get a clarifier from The Elemental Empath Oracle. Trust yourself. Okay. Let's continue reading for Aries. So Aries, if your birthday is March 20th to April 19th, here's your message. Vavoom! It's your turn to steal the show, Aries. With Venus sizzling through your sign, you're extra magnetic and all the more eager to make a move in love. You will find yourself being bold and audacious, initiating flirtatious conversations with someone who caught your eye. Your confidence is through the roof, and the world can't seem to get enough of your vivacious presence. Think of this as your personal era of love. Wow, it's your personal era of love. So with taking a warm bath, with so many people being attracted to your energy right now, it is very important that you cleanse as much as possible, and being true to yourself, connect to soul, feed inner guidance, purify energy. Yeah, so that's a perfect clarifier for taking a warm bath. You are in your personal era of love, looking attractive, feeling attractive. Other people are going to be craving you and pulling on you energetically. So it's definitely important during this time while Venus is in Aries, and always, but especially now, your message is to definitely take a warm bath and cleanse your energy. So let's see what the guidebook has to say for take a warm bath, if I could find it. Okay, take a warm bath. It is time to immerse yourself in sacred feminine waters, grandchild. Let the warm waters of Mother Earth cleanse your body. Thoughts and worries, when you play in the realm of the sacred masculine too long, your mind and body become dry, rigid, and ungrounded. Soak in the healing waters that come into your home. Saturate your body until you feel the chatter of your mind settle. Welcome the tranquility. It is worth the wait. It is worth the wait. As you absorb the warm liquid embrace, call in the sacred mother and honor her with your attention. Do not take this gift of water for granted. Not every human on the earth walk can experience this healing luxury. Honor your place in creation that allows you to receive the mother's waters at will. With loving intent, accept the healing that the sacred mother bestows and send out healing for others as well. When you are done with your bath, send a blessing and use the water to feed your plants or your garden. If you don't have a bathtub, I'm just getting that for some of you, a way to do like a spiritual cleansing is to boil mugwort, or what is the other, ruta. Either way, if you don't have any of the ingredients, it's okay. As you pour the water on you and neck down, right? As you pour the water on you neck down, you can actually cool the water before you can cool the water. So you take your regular shower, and then after you boil the water and you let the water cool, you want it nice and cold. Right after you take your shower, but you're still in the shower, take that water, and your spiritual bath without the bathtub will be just pouring the water neck down. So I think because the Venus is in your placement, like the energy may be heightened for you to seek sexual pleasures and act a little bit more in your divine masculine energy. And that's not a problem, but it cautions you, because of the intensity of the energy, to know that these are like fleeting pleasures that aren't going to last long, especially with Venus being in Aries you know, only for a moment of time up until March. I have to check the date, but it's going to go into retrograde and then return back into Aries. So it's important that you don't make any impulsive decisions without taking the time to truly think about more long-lasting commitments and effects, right? Like, I hope that's making sense. So now your clarifier is a true self from the elemental empath. Feel your energy. Yeah, like, because the energy is so intense around you and everyone is going to be pulling on your energy because you're exuding such sexuality and warmth and power. Like, it's all about you right now, right? Like, it's important to feel your energy and know what's yours, know what belongs to you. And spiritual baths are extremely useful in helping you stay in that state of understanding what's your energy and what isn't. It's time to clean your energy and tap into your soul connection. Everyone has a unique energetic signature, a feeling that is theirs alone. Most of the time, we aren't aware of it, but we unconsciously know how different people feel to us, especially if they are a close friend or relative. As a highly sensitive person or an empath, so some of you watching can be a HSP, highly sensitive person, or an empath. With that being said, I'm very glad that I chose to clarify with the divine feminine cards that I have, the elemental empath and the sacred feminine. So as a highly sensitive person or an empath, it is easy to get lost in the energy of others and forget ourselves. And I think I just mentioned that, right? Like, with all this heightened energy, it's important to take those baths so you can cleanse the energy, so you can know what's yours and what's someone else's. We often don't realize that the emotions we have aren't even ours to begin with. It's time to reclaim your energy. Remember what it feels like to be purely you as an individual. Tapping into your own energy is a great way to tap into your power and stop absorbing other people's emotions. It allows you to shed all that is not yours. It's also an amazing way to connect with your true self and discover what you want and what needs attention and how you actually feel about situations, right? Like, do I want to take this love offer that's coming towards me? Do I want to have this one night stand, especially with like Venus in Aries? Like, thinking about it for a second. So ask yourself, what does it feel like to be me? Can you feel you? Tapping into things that you love can help you do this. What ignites your soul? What brings you peace? Feeling into the true you also involves living a life that is true to you. So it's like personal love. Like, I love that. It's not just about using this energy to meet someone new or build an existing relationship. It's about tapping into your personal love and remembering what is true to you, being your true self. This card also prompts you to tap into a safe container. It is easy to get lost in the energy of the world and other people, or even our own thoughts and triggers. What I'm getting with this energy as well for you, specifically Aries, is to actually tuck yourself a little bit away from Venus being in your sign, not necessarily acting on those impulses. Start creating a safe space with yourself where only the pure energy of you is allowed, right? Maybe this is the time actually you cleanse yourself, and you cleanse yourself from people as well. A place where you can invite the hurt parts of yourself to come for safety and love. A place where you can sit firmly when you are around so you don't get blown away. You are a safe space. So we read earlier about Aries signs being like the fire sign, the being impulsive, and then sometimes that contradicts with Venus being more harmony and more stability. So with Venus being in Aries, it's making the feeling of love be more what's the word I'm looking for? Like friction, right? Like, in ways that give you the confidence to take risk, but then in other ways that can cause disharmony in your connections with friendships, with family members, co-workers, etc. Take what resonates. what I'm getting for you specifically, Aries, is that now is actually the time for you to resist that energy, believe it or not, right? Like, resist the need to seek external validation, resist the need to seek external pleasures. If some of you have been considering being celibate, this is a great opportunity for you to do so as well. This card also reminds you to be your own hero. Receiving support is a good thing, but just remember that ultimately you must be the one to pull yourself out. Make the changes and save yourself. So it's a great opportunity for you to go inside, understand what it is to be your true self, and align yourself to make those changes from within. Lastly, remember, when you are connected to your true self, the wise self, the stronger your energy field becomes, and the less you take on the energy of opinions of others. The traumatized self in all her pain might attempt to people please, self-destruct, and mislead you. So with everyone being so attracted to your energy right now, they're going to want, and your need to over please may continuously give. So this message is giving you a heads up to be aware of that. When you are trapped into the wise self, you can hear the deep yes or no. When you are presented with a choice or asked to do something, you will be more clearly guided through life and better able to set healthy boundaries and practice self-care. So I think your biggest message, Aries, with Venus being in your sign right now, it is important for you to practice self-care. It is important for you to cleanse your energy, ground yourself, and trust yourself, right? Be true to self. So let's see what some potential blocks are. You might be lost in others people's energy, and we've mentioned that quite a few times already, and not know how it feels to be you. Wow, right? And the clarifier that came out for cleansing the energy was the card of learning how it is to be true to you. Being a chameleon may have helped you survive up until now, but it's time to stand in the true you. Or maybe you've created so many walls that other people can't get in. Protection can be even necessary, but too many walls prevent anyone from even getting close to you. So for those of you who have been blocking out love and blocking out a connection, right? Another message. This is a reminder or encouragement for you to release that blockage and take that step in offering a connection with this person that you've been blocking yourself from. I'm hearing it could be another Aries for some of you, a Leo, Cancer. Meditate and calm your system, right? So your advice, how you can help, is meditate and calm your system and slowly immerse in each one, experiencing them. Also, notice what isn't yours. You might start to notice sensations, emotions, or visuals as you're in meditative state. Notice what's not yours and give yourself permission to let it go. Okay, Aries, yeah, so that is your Venus in Aries update and your advice on how you can manage and navigate through the energy. So now we'll go on to Taurus. For those of you that don't know, my sun sign is Taurus. So what is Taurus? I should say our. Okay. Reuse something. Okay. And then from the elemental empath. We have reclaim power. So let's see what the little read-up has to say about Taurus, Venus, and Aries. How is it going to affect Taurus? Those of you born April 19th to May 30th. It's time to uncover hidden desires you've held back. Taurus, maybe you'll have a sudden realization about what you truly desire in love, or you'll feel drawn to someone from your past. While this is a time of introspection, revisiting old wounds can help you heal and confront your repressed emotions. Trust your intuition. It might lead you to a surprising romantic revelation. So reuse something. Trust your intuition. Introspection. That's your advice, Taurus, when it comes to Venus being in Aries. Again, that's from, well, it was as of February 4th. Let's see. What is it? Reuse something. It is time to remember the wisdom of your ancestors and look at your wasteful habits. Your ancestors wasted nothing and used every part of the animal for food, clothing, and tools. Your grandparents were also thrifty and made use of every jar and every piece of cloth, wire, and thread. They understood that Mother Earth could provide for all of their needs. They also knew that using her resources was a privilege. Are you caught up in the throwaway attitude? Your sacred feminine is calling you to stop and return to balance. Before you buy a new item, check the secondhand shops for a good used one. Look around your home and see what can be reused. Milk cartons can be next spring planters. That oversized pickle jar can be made into a sprouting container. What creative things can you come up with that help reduce Mother Earth's burden? How can you help her generate new life? As your journey on this earth walk, remember that your ancestors' wisdom is inside you. Ask them to help you do your part in creating a cleaner world. Wow. Well, that's interesting, right? And honestly, like, that resonated with me in so many ways. Like, and when it comes to relationships, it's like, I think, Taurus, like, you've spent a lot of time, I'm going to say we, if you don't mind. Like, we've spent a lot of time trying to fix and build and create, and definitely seeking external validation and going out of our way, right? Going out of our reach to hold on to something that kept slipping away, and not seeing the value in who we are, right? Like, who we are, what we believe in, what we want. We just kept reaching and holding on to things that weren't staying or didn't want to be held on to. And then when it comes to just everyday lifestyles, I think sometimes, like, getting into this weird bad habit of buying new things because, you know, we want the fresh, we want the new, which is okay. Like, we're Taurus and we love all of those things, right? But then it's like we're burdening Mother Earth by continuously adding more to her burden by having all this excess waste. And then there's something to say about reusing what you have and creating something with it. There's this life force and this energy that you're putting into that mason jar or that pickle jar that you've now made into, like, you've now used to put maybe some LED lights and some flowers, or maybe some marbles, like decorative things, or even like putting soil in there and planting something. But whatever the item is, there's something special about using what you have. It kind of opens up this world that shows you, oh my God, you have an abundance of things, not just these material things, right? But it allows you to see the abundance of things that you have and that you have within you. And so you start cultivating with what you have, and you're no longer reaching and searching or buying the new thing. You're cultivating what you have. So if that's like material things, you're using, you're repurposing. If that's love, you're loving yourself. You're cultivating the love without you, right? I love that message, Taurus. Yes, I do love it because I am also a Taurus and it resonates with me. So I'm going to claim it. And then speaking of claiming it, the elemental empath clarifier card is reclaim your power. Some of you could be a life path number 6. Reclaim your power. It's time to take back your power, right? So it's like not throwing away things, not overgiving, not seeking external validation, using everything you have, creating from what you have, cultivating with what you have is all reclaiming your power. This card is a reminder that your power is not gone, even if it feels like it, and there's always a way to reconnect with it. Transform your life. The things you've been through can either dictate your life or transform it. There's a fire of strength within you, even if you can feel it in this moment. Many of us had our power taken away from us, and we were growing up as we were growing up, and we don't know better, right? When your parents are like, no, you can't do this, or they stop you from enjoying something where like you're expressing your creativity because it bothers them, like they're taking away our power. Notice an area in your life where you give your power away. And I just mentioned that, right? When I talked about giving your power away to holding on to relationships that are leaving, that don't want to be held on to, that cannot be held on to, right? Because to love is to actually like release. You know, when you have that tight fist and you're holding on to things, it's being constrained, it's tight, it's suffocating. This is love, setting it free. Maybe you say yes when you mean no, right? Maybe you consider other people's needs more important than your own. And I was just having a conversation with a fellow Taurus about this yesterday, where we both understand that boundaries and overgiving is something that in the past we struggled with. And 2025 is the year of boundaries for Taurus, I believe. Right? Say less. Maybe you back down when someone bullies you so you can avoid conflict and keep the peace. Are you afraid of what people's reaction will be if you actually stand up for yourself? We give away our power in so many ways. Sometimes it's by playing it small. Sometimes it's by letting ourselves be walked over like a doormat. And sometimes it's by giving someone else power over us. It can come in the form of holding onto a victim mentality, believing we are powerless. Sometimes we even manipulate others, often unconsciously, to feel sorry for us. So with Venus and Aries, Taurus, it's giving you the permission to be bold. It's giving you the permission to say no. It's giving you the permission to stand up for yourself. Notice the ways in which you lose your power or how power was taken from you. Life isn't always fair, and we are often victimized. In these situations, let yourself feel the hurt. The part of you that has been victimized may be asking for some love and validation, right? Like, it's okay. But to understand that allows you to move forward in a way where you begin to reclaim your power. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be victimized. Validate your experience while also staying open to how you can reclaim your power. If others hurt you, remember that your feelings are valid. Part of being in your power is owning how you feel while staying open to allowing it to shift. The other part is remembering that no matter what you've been through, there's always a way to take your power back. If you are in an unfair circumstance, consider how you can turn this into your hero's journey. The hero perseveres, even without the advantages that others have. Use the shit you've gone through to fuel your willpower to go on, right? Using the shit you've gone through to fuel your willpower. You don't need to go get anything else. You have it already. Reuse something. This is taking a meaning in a physical aspect, emotional, like, do you see it? Right? Like, use the emotional you burdens, transmute that, you know. Use the, I don't know, the bottle of, I don't know, I keep saying bottles and hot sauce, but there's so many things. Like I have you know those little, like, I forgot what they're called, but those like tiny balls that once it goes into water it expands. And then I had like excess artificial flowers that I got for this table. And then I had this empty silver vase that my friend got me years ago, which has just been like collecting junk and dust. And then I had some old candles, right? Small white candles. So the candle was pretty much finished. I cleaned it out. I put in those little pellets with the water, and then it you know, the little pellets expanded, and then I put some of these artificial flowers in, and it looks extremely beautiful. And then for that metallic vase that my friend gave me years ago that's been collecting dust, I cleaned that out, and I put also the remaining artificial flowers in there. And then it's just opened up my space in this more beautiful feminine way, right? Focus on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. It is easy to see all the ways we are not powerful. The more we look, the more we see. Practice noticing and strengthening all the ways you are strong. So with this energy, like this strong, powerful energy, focus on the strengths. Focus on the strengths. Focus on what you have. Focus on how you can repurpose it. Reuse something and reclaim your power, Taurus. All right? Mastery and heal that victim mentality, because you are strong and you are powerful, and this is the perfect energy to harness and cultivate that power that's already within you. Awesome, Taurus. Now we have Gemini. So your sacred, getting hot. Your sacred feminine card, Gemini, you have let your waters flow. For Gemini, I'm just already picking up like releasing tension, going with the flow. And then your elemental clarifier is mindset. Beautiful card. Beautiful purple card. So crown chakra activation can be happening for you, Gemini. Gemini, May 20th to June 20th. Venus in Aries adds a flirty spark to your friendships and group dynamics, Gemini. You could find yourself drawn to someone in your social network, and a simple hangout could turn into something so much more exciting than you imagine. You'll also be more inclined to express your playful, bold side, perhaps organizing spontaneous hangs or a fun-filled group activity. So earlier when I pulled this card and it said, I picked up on the energy, it was like going with the flow, releasing the tension, right? And what we just read talked about having fun. Releasing energetic blocks is also coming through. Setting up a spontaneous hangout with friends, which with Venus and Aries can lead to the start of a romantic connection. So let's see. Throat chakra is all the way blocked. I apologize. For those of you that said I don't have to apologize, I appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. So Gemini, it's time to cry, dear one. All the grief and sorrow you have stored up wants to return to Sacred Mother. The tension I was picking up on earlier, letting that out. I didn't quite pick up that was through tears, you know, but it was tension, and this is completely clarified that within the first sentence. It's time to cry, dear one. All the grief and sorrow you have stored up wants to return to your Sacred Mother. You are not meant to hold on to things that cause you pain. They are meant to flow through you like water. as a baby, you had no blocks in your emotional body, right? We released them. We cried, we pooped, we weren't conscious until we were taught to be conscious about releasing those emotional blocks. You experienced an emotion and expressed it. It is time to return to that way of being. Let your mind cease its worry. Cry a deep releasing cry. The salty waters will heal you, and Mother Earth will soothe you. Your tears are meant to return home to the ocean of life, for they are made of the same matter. You came here knowing you would forget your sacred lineage during your earth walk. Bathe in the sacred feminine waters to remember who you are. Your grief is honored and your tears are sacred. Let them flow. Great wisdom will be found on the other side of their release. That's beautiful, dear Geminis. If you have an opportunity to get a sea bath, so like going to the sea, do so. If for some reason you would prefer not to go into the ocean, then you can just take some of the ocean water, put it in a bottle, do a couple of things with that. On the next new moon, you can do intentions and leave that water out. You can also use the water to do a spiritual bath. Again, this is for those of you that don't want to go into the actual sea, and run that sea salt water neck down. For those of you that, like, that aren't going to be near a sea anytime soon, if you want to just go like to near a body of water, a marina, a park, or something like that, where you are comfortable enough standing near it, or sitting by it in your car or outside, is another great time for you to journal and let the emotions come out. You can literally go and say, ancestors, release whatever emotions need to come out. Another great thing is about when you are drinking water, set the intentions to clear and release as you are drinking the water. Oftentimes we make our foods and then we eat it right away. We pour something to drink and we drink it right away. But there's something about having a few seconds, even a few minutes in between preparing it and eating it, that allows us to bless the food and set the intentions for what we want to receive as we take it in. So also Gemini, similar to Aries, so you may have strong Aries in your placements, or could be in a love connection with an Aries. It's also a great time. I'm getting some of you may have a twin flame that's an Aries. The point is, it's also a great time for you to use this fast, rapid energy of Venus and Aries, of like going with the flow, right? Going with the flow. Once you release, then it's a great opportunity for you to go out, for you to socialize, for you to even plan like a game night. I know some of you like game nights. If you're a musician, what do you call that thing again? But anyway, you have a jam session, right? Like a good opportunity to just come together with some individuals, and it can definitely open up the door for you to continue to do more healing, but also spark a romantic connection. And then we have the mindset card, which is so create the reality that you want, right? And then work with subconscious. And then what's this one? Befriend mind. So positive thoughts, Gemini. I know that sometimes you guys can have like very conflicting thoughts. So being cautious with your mind, being sensitive with your mind, being sensitive with yourself. Many don't realize just how powerful the subconscious mind is. It makes up around 95% of your brain power, and according to studies, it has 500,000 times more processing power than the conscious mind. Much of who we are is stored here in the subconscious, that is, including our memories and beliefs. Our subconscious programming seeps into our everyday behaviors, the way we act, react, and choose the way we live. In a way, our beliefs about reality affect the way we create our reality. So rather than using our conscious mind to fight our subconscious programming, what if we instead listen to and work with the subconscious mind in order to create lasting change? Remember that reality begins in our minds. Our thoughts and words are spells of intentions that we cast into the world. So be aware of your thoughts and start to invite creation mindsets. If negative emotions and thoughts arise, you don't need to suppress them. Gently redirect them, and if they persist, consider that there might be something deeper that your system is asking you to look at. There's something deeper that you need to release. Self-inquire and feel into your body to see what your system needs. This card is about using your mindset to create a better life for yourself. The conscious mind that we use every day is just the tip of the iceberg, with deeper cogs always turning. The idea is to calm the conscious mind enough to really connect with that the subconscious is telling you. Creating what you want involves a co-creation process between the conscious and subconscious mind. They cannot be at odds. Using only positive affirmations and positive mindsets while ignoring any deeper emotions or beliefs merely shoves them down and repress them, leading to toxic positivity. So important, like I understand Geminis, right? You know, like the conflicting thoughts. So you may want to tell yourself, I'm great, I'm happy, all is well, and all these like positive affirmations, but you haven't dealt with the core wounds that's in your subconscious. You haven't released it, right? You haven't healed them. And so you can wake up every day and tell yourself it's going to be a great day, but you're only fooling yourself. 95% of the way you act and think is in your subconscious. So even if it's just going in somewhere and just being near water, being in your car, setting those intentions for your subconscious to work with your conscious so you can equally optimize this energy right now and dig deeper into releasing those parts of you that need to be released so you can free yourself. You can free yourself from suppressed and repressed emotions. Where were we? Not allowing anything negative to exist is not healing, right? Like, a negative is in quotation marks. So you can't just say everything is great if in fact everything is not great, you know? You might fear that allowing negativity will allow it to grow. This is a misconception. The negative beliefs and emotions are active in our subconscious, whether we give them conscious space or not. So it's there, regardless if you keep telling yourself you're having a great day, or your wife doesn't hate you, or you don't hate your job. Bypassing them only squashes them down for a little while, leaving them to spill out later in unexpected ways. Burst of anger, resentment. Allowing the negative emotions to come up in a safe way allows them to release, letting it flow. Allowing yourself to be in a safe space to allow those emotions to come up and release. What can that look like for some of you? Meditation, taking a cleansing shower, drinking the water with intent, being still. Remember that the key to instilling a new neural pathway or mindset is being able to feel it in your body, right? Not just thinking it, but feeling it, being one with the energy. Our beliefs are tied to emotions, so the more you can feel the positive emotion of your new mindset, such as joy, hope, excitement, or peace, the more likely it is to last. Consider creating mindset shifts that fit with where you currently are, while inviting in the possibility of change. Your subconscious mind responds much better to possibility than outright change. So taking it easy. What would it look like if I did this? Not making a decision and jumping into it right away, which is what this Venus and Aries energy will lead you to believe is the right thing to do. Pausing and saying, what would it look like if I did this? What would it look like if I take this job offer? Taking your time with it, right? But allowing yourself to release the block so you can actually get the answer you're seeking. So what are some potential blocks? There are two opposing types of blocks for this card. The first is to be stuck on the hamster wheel of positive affirmations. Keep telling yourself everything is great over and over again, and it isn't. Suppressing human emotions. You are allowed to feel how you feel. Negative emotions are not bad. If you're sad, if you're depressed, if you've on a more extreme case, if you've considered taking your life. And then, as always, I always advise, if you do need professional legal advice, please do seek that type of counseling, as tarot is just as they like to say, for entertainment purpose only and guidance. However, for those of you that may seek more professional advice, I strongly encourage you to do so. But the mind does play tricks on you, and it's not that you really want to take your own life, and this is a very sensitive subject, so I'm not going to stay here for too long. But there are these blocks that are happening with you, and these negative thoughts that are manifesting from your subconscious that is making it a conscious reality. You are allowed to feel how you feel. Negative emotions are not bad. Not being mad at yourself for feeling bad is also important, right? But not staying in the hamster wheel of being mad at yourself at the same time. But don't be mad at yourself. Hopefully that all makes sense. You're allowed to feel how you feel. Negative emotions are not bad. They are only labeled as such because you don't feel good, right? But they are just as powerful as positive emotions because they communicate to us how we actually feel, and learning to understand those emotions can catapult us into healing as we work in tandem with our feelings instead of suppressing them. We don't suppress them. Feel it. If you need to stop because it's overwhelming, stop. Drinking water and visualizing that you're cleansing yourself is very helpful. The other block for this card is stagnation. If you find yourself struggling to change your mindset and staying in the same old thought and patterns, it is time for a shift. It is possible to change. It just takes time and patience. So let's see what your advice is to help you with the potential blocks of being in the hamster wheel and stagnation. First, write down an affirmation in the form of what you want to embody. Example, I am strong and confident. Read it out loud and see if it feels in your body to say it. If it feels good and continues to feel good over the next few weeks, guess what? You have found a good mindset to embody. Remember, as said above, it is best to feel and embody the positive emotion associated with the mindset in order to help it stick. Not just about seeing it, but feeling it. Let it resonate in your blood, in your like in your muscle. Feel it in your heart and your soul, and you will once you find the right affirmation that you feel. However, if opposition rises within you, so you say, I am strong and confident, but you're feeling that resistance, that ain't it. If it doesn't feel true, if it feels impossible, or if it brings up negative emotion or belief, hold a safe space for what arises. So, not blaming yourself, but holding a safe space to feel that doubt, to feel that self-criticism. It's okay. It's okay that this affirmation is not resonating with me. It is okay that I am not feeling strong and confident. Tap on the center of your chest, right? So tap on the center of your chest and allow yourself to breathe and work through the layers of what comes up. Allow it to exist. Release it and then shift into new emotions and beliefs. Writing down the pure embodiment of the mindset you want is a great way to test if your mind will accept it or not. Start adding in words like maybe. Right? Remember earlier I said, how would I feel if maybe if I did this? Is it possible? Or even though I'm not feeling strong and confident, I'm feeling proud of myself. I struggle to have boundaries. Even though I struggle to have boundaries, that's okay. I'm doing my best. And maybe it's possible to have better boundaries over time. Do you see that? So it's not waking up and saying, I have boundaries, or I'm putting in these boundaries. It's waking up and speaking your truth. Having a healthy conversation with your subconscious and your conscious. Even though I struggle to have boundaries. That's okay. I'm doing my best. And maybe it's possible to have better boundaries over time. Make as many versions as you need, right? Even though it's possible, for example, make as many versions as you need in order to find the right fit. The affirmation should feel somewhat true and validate how you feel, while also challenging the status quo and inviting a new perspective. Over time, as you release old patterns, you can change the affirmation to become more straightforward and positive. Wow, a lot of work for you to do here, Geminis, with this Venus and Aries, but you're going to do great. I really hope that that gave you a good starting point to how to use this energy to work with your subconscious and your conscious, releasing those blockages to get into that space of healing, right? Because ultimately what I'm getting is that, yes, and my relationship, right? Like you guys you want to either heal a relationship, begin a new relationship. So using this time, doing those exercises. Wow, that was a big one, Gemini. I am available for personal. If you are interested, you can find my website. Wow. Okay, Cancer. We got 3. Oh, Cancers. Just one Cancer. I know you guys are special, but just one. Everyone else just got one, okay? That's the rule for this reading. Cancer. Cancer. Wow. I'm going to take this one that flipped over. Stand barefoot on the earth. And for teasers, the other ones that came out was, we had a lot. Gaze at the moon. Your intuition is telling you something. You are not a victim. Feel your pulse. Have a cup of tea. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of you feel disoriented, like having like you're not feeling like your mind is elsewhere. You just feel all jagged up, disoriented, separated from your mind, body, and soul, which could be why so many cards were trying to come out. Stand barefoot on earth, and your elemental empath clarifier. Won't be surprised if more than one tries to come out. Yeah, there's this stubborn, there's this resistant energy that's coming through for you. Very stubborn, very afraid, angry. Okay. Can we have one card for Cancers, please? Cancer, wow. Got compassion. So now we're going to read from the guide what Venus has in store for you. What you can expect with Venus being in Aries. Yeah. Something's going on, Cancer, because I am drawing blanks here and not the kind of blanks you're thinking. Ha ha ha. I feel like you may have needed a laugh. You may not have gotten that joke, but let's work through this, Cancer. Let's see what's going on. So, with this Venus and Aries energy, what can you expect? Excuse me. Embrace the aura of confidence that surrounds you. Venus in Cancer. Embrace the aura of confidence that surrounds you. Venus in Aries is sizzling through your 10th house of authority, career, and reputation in the world, heightening everything from your powers of persuasion to your charm in the public eye. This could be the perfect opportunity for a romantic connection with someone who inspires you professionally, while others of you tap into your creativity. Possibly a new work romance, Cancer. Like, excuse me. I'm getting a lot of spiritual awakenings for some of you. And if you don't know what that is, I'll be doing a spiritual awakening video soon. We can go deeper into that, but right now, if you feel like your whole world is turning upside down, you don't, and that's what I was saying earlier, right? Like everything just feels discombobulated. And then for others of you, you are venturing in creative projects and or both, right? So you could be feeling discombobulated, doing creative projects at the same time, crushing on someone at work. Like there seems to be a lot happening right now in your energy, cancers. So let's see. Stare barefoot on the earth, which I'm glad we took that one because y'all need to ground. Y'all need to ground. Stand barefoot on the earth. Okay. You need grounding, grandchild. Let the magnetic nature of the sacred feminine ground the electric ways of the sacred masculine. Take those shoes off and let your feet be free. Walk outside and let the cool grass, soil, or snow touch the soles of your feet. The rhythm of Mother Earth is felt when we stand directly on her being. Take your shoes off, walk outside, step on the grass, step on the soil, or even the snow. So no excuses, because you guys really need it. Don't get sick though. Remove the layer of rubber from your feet and feel the connection from Mother Earth. How does it feel to you? Did you know that the bottoms of your feet are receptors of energy? Mother Earth directs healing energy through your feet, and when you make contact with her, squish your toes in the dirt. Massage your feet over some pebbles. Let the snow chill the soles of your feet. Walk on the grass through the evening dew. Let Mother Earth help your thoughts and emotions return to balance. When you connect to the natural world, you ground your scattered energy. Honor your connection to the planet, and she will honor you return. Yeah, absolutely accurate. Was pulling the cards. It was all over the place. I said it feels discombobulated. Your advice right now, like go ground and then come back and watch this. Is to ground. You can watch it, but all jokes aside, some grounding needs to take place for some of you. Again, for some of you maybe not, but definitely I'm channeling for those of you that definitely need to have some grounding and some compassion for yourself. Some of you can actually be dealing with Libra or that new connection, getting a work connection, honestly. Or you could be going into a business with someone who's a Libra, but you got a crush on them. Okay, compassion, soften. With so much anger and hate in the world, it's sometimes hard to remember or even be willing to be soft. This card is your invitation to be kind and compassionate towards yourself and others, especially during these times, right? See the good instead of the bad. Notice the ways in which you or others are doing well instead of seeing only the failures and shortcomings. Create a positive environment where you can extend gratitude, joy around you. This card is also a call to tap into the universal love that is all around. It is not conditional or for any reason, but rather it is a frequency that we can tap into. This love invites us to see the light in everything, including ourselves. It helps us see a bird's eye view of what is happening in our lives and the world, to have compassion for the pain and suffering of others. I mean, Cancers, you're usually very empathetic anyway. Empathy is very important with this card, but you may not have been so empathetic, been given that grace to yourself. Empathy is very, picking up, some of you may be dealing with a twin flame. Okay. Empathy is very important with this card. It is an invitation to thaw the ice and not be so harsh. See how hard you and others are trying, even if it doesn't seem like it. We are all doing the best we can, and compassion invites more love and healing into the world. If the time is right, open your heart. If the time isn't right, don't force yourself to try love when there are other emotions that need to be heard first. So it's Venus and Aries, right? Is this strong energy of being bold and taking steps towards love. And that's just the overall energy. And so you may just naturally feel that way because that's the energy that's guiding you to do so. But it's important for you to be grounded because there's a possibility that this may not be the right time for you to take that steps. But you will only know so if you are truly grounded, and you would know, yes, this is a connection I want to pursue, but first there are things that need to be addressed. So the energy is great. However, it's still asking you to make sure that you are grounded before acting on the energy. Lastly, this card cautions you against having too much compassion, that you try to take on the pain of others because you think they can't handle it, which then has you all confused. Trying to take on the pain of others only hurts you in the long run, as you aren't meant to carry the energy of others. And I'm feeling a lot of heavy energy for you, Cancers. Quite draining. Like you could be drained from carrying everyone others' pain. Let's try that again. You can be feeling drained from carrying others' pain. You are trying to take away the pain that they need to process and integrate on their journey. As difficult as it is, allow others to have their emotions and experiences, especially if you're dealing with a counterpart. Let them go through it, honey. Have compassion and provide support where you can, but don't feel the need to take on all of their pain. Practice seeing people as little children, especially yourself. When you or they fall short, imagine the child throwing a tantrum, crying when they scrape their knee, or acting out when they need some attention and don't know how to vocalize their needs. It is so much easier to have compassion for a child, and in the end of the day, many of us are operating from a place of a hurt child. So how to deal with all the energy around you of feeling the need to, I think that's what's causing your energy to be so chaotic, is because specifically there's a particular loved one in your life. There's a loved one in your life, a mother, a father, a child, or an actual soulmate or twin flame that you are trying to heal, you're trying to rescue, but it's caused you to become completely chaotic and unbalanced. Let me just look at that. No, I'm going to leave it alone because you need to go ground. And I need to go ground after this reading, Cancer. There's an opportunity here for you to continue with a creative project or begin a creative project. There's professional development that's happening, as well as connecting with someone possibly at work, or connecting with them in a professional and a romantic in a professional and in a romantic way. But there's a need to not allow the energy to make you make decisions that aren't necessarily the best one to make at this time, because this intense energy, it's like one of those, like, it's like gambling, right? Like you don't know how it's gonna go. It's this like great high. It's like literally getting high. It's gonna rub off. It's fleeting. And so before you act on any impulses, it's so important that you stay grounded while Venus is in Aries. Okay, Cancers, thank you so much for this reading. And to all of you, so Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, thank you so much for watching. I am available for personals. Check out the website. If any of this resonated with any one of you, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching.